Welcome back to Happy Seniors Life, where East meets West to help you live longer, live stronger, and protect the mind that carries your life story. I'm Dr. Thomas. I've spent over 30 years working with older adults across America. And today, I want to ask you something deeply personal. Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why, or stared at someone you've known for years, but their name just wouldn't come? You're not alone. I see it every day in my practice. Seniors who were once sharp as a tack now struggle with foggy thinking, memory lapses, or a kind of mental tiredness that just doesn't go away. Most people think it's just age. But what if I told you? Some of the very supplements you take to protect your brain might be quietly hurting it. Today, we're going to open a conversation that most doctors avoid, not because it's unimportant, but because it challenges what we've long assumed. And joining us is someone I deeply respect. He's Japan's oldest practicing physician, over 100 years old, still writing, still serving, still inspiring the millions. Dr. Shigaki Hinohara, the man who has redefined healthy aging for an entire generation. Dr. Hinohara, welcome back. Before we dive in, I'd love to ask you watching this right now, have you ever experienced sudden brain fog or forgetfulness after starting a new vitamin or supplement? If yes, drop a 1 in the comments. If not yet, but you're curious, drop a 0. I read every comment myself. And if this topic touches something in you, if you care about living not just longer, but clearer, sharper, and truly healthier, please hit subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss a moment that might just change your life. Let's begin. Topic 1. Why the aging brain reacts differently to supplements. Dr. Thomas, let me start with something most people overlook. The brain, just like the heart, liver, or joints, doesn't stay the same after age 60. It slows, it changes, and more importantly, it reacts differently to everything we put in our bodies. That includes supplements. Now, Dr. Hinohara, you've lived over a century and treated thousands of older patients in Japan. Can you help our listeners understand why do supplements that seem safe for a 30-year-old suddenly become risky at 70, Dr. Hinohara? Yes. Thomas. The answer is very simple, but very often ignored. As we grow older, the liver, our body's chemical processor, becomes less efficient. It's not broken, just slower. The same is true for our kidneys, blood flow, and even digestion. This means a supplement taken by a younger adult may be metabolized and flushed out easily. But for someone after 60, it might linger longer, accumulate, or even become toxic in the body, especially the brain. Dr. Thomas, that really hits home. I remember a patient 76 years old who came in with brain fog, tingling in her hands, and trouble sleeping. She thought it was early dementia. Turned out she was taking a popular over-the-counter supplement with 200 milligrams of synthetic vitamin B6 every day. We stopped it. Within 1 week, her symptoms began to fade. This is why we have to rethink what safe means after 60. Dr. Hinohara, exactly, and not just rethink, we must simplify. Western supplement culture often pushes high doses, synthetic isolates, and complicated blends. But the aging body doesn't want complexity, and it wants clarity. It needs support, not stimulation. For example, many seniors take ginkgo extract thinking it will help memory. But strong extracts can overstimulate fragile brain vessels, cause insomnia, and even increase bleeding risk in people on blood thinners. Dr. Thomas, that's an important warning. So what I'm hearing is this. The older brain doesn't just need less, it needs smarter, gentler, cleaner. It's like tuning a classic car. You don't pour in race fuel. You adjust with care. Dr. Hinohara? Yes. And I tell my patients this: don't chase energy, chase balance. A tired mind is not always a sign of low energy. Often it is inflammation, poor sleep cycles, or silent toxicity from things we thought were helping. Dr. Thomas. That's powerful. And it brings us to a message I want every listener to hear clearly. Your supplement routine must evolve with your body. What helped you in your 40s or 50s may actually hurt you now. And if you're over 60, you must look at the form, dose, and timing of every supplement you take. Not just, is it natural, but is it still right for me? So here's my quick challenge to you listening. Tonight, go look at your supplement bottles. Look for megadoses. Look for synthetic forms. Look for ingredients you can't even pronounce. Ask, is this nourishing me or overwhelming me? Because as Dr. Hinohara reminds us, the aging brain still listens, but only when we speak its language. Leave a comment below and tell us what's one supplement you've taken for years but never really questioned. We'd love to hear your story. Topic 2. The B6 paradox, how brain boosters can damage nerves. Dr. Thomas. Let's talk about something most of us grew up believing was helpful vitamin B6. It's in so many multivitamins and brain boosting formulas. It's marketed as a mood lifter, an energy enhancer, and a memory supporter. But here's the paradox. After the age of 60, high doses of synthetic B6 can actually damage your nerves. I want to say that again. Something sold to help the brain may be silently harming it. Dr. Hinohara, I know you've seen this in your decades of care. Can you help us understand how this happens? Dr. Hinohara? Yes, Thomas. I've seen it many times. And the most painful part is people take these supplements with good intentions. They want to protect their mind, stay sharp for their grandchildren, be independent. But synthetic B6, especially in the form called pyridoxine hydrochloride, is not always well processed by the aging liver. After 60, your metabolism slows down. That means the B6 doesn't always convert into its usable form. Instead, it builds up. And when it builds up, it becomes neurotoxic, especially at doses over 50 milligrams per day. The irony is, B6 is essential for brain health. The wrong form in the wrong amount becomes a quiet poison. Dr. Thomas I had a patient, a retired engineer, 73 years old. He came in worried that he was developing diabetic neuropathy, tingling in his feet, trouble concentrating, mood swings. We ran blood work, no diabetes, but we checked his supplements. He was taking a memory stack with 100 milligrams of synthetic B6 every morning. We stopped it. Within 10 days, the tingling started to fade. Within 3 weeks, he said his mind felt clearer than it had in months. Dr. Hinohara, that's the pattern I see too. What people really need is the active form of B6 called P5P, or pyridoxal 5-phosphate. This form is already converted, it bypasses the liver, and is gentle on the brain. So I always say if you're over 60 and your supplement says pyridoxine hydrochloride, especially above 50 milligrams, consider switching. Choose nourishment, not overload. Dr. Thomas beautifully said. Friends, I want you to hear this with care. More is not always better. Natural does not always mean safe. And even the most popular brain boosters can work against you if they're in the wrong form. So check your labels. And if you're unsure, ask your doctor. Or ask us in the comments. Let us know. Have you ever had numbness, tingling, or brain fog you thought was just age, but now you're wondering? Could it have been your supplement? Tell us your story in the comments. We're listening. Topic 3. Ginkgo biloba. From traditional herb to dangerous extract. Dr. Thomas. Let's move to something even more surprising. A supplement that sits on nearly every senior's shelf. A name we've trusted for decades. Ginkgo biloba, the so-called memory tree. I can't count how many patients have told me, "Doctor, I take ginkgo to help my circulation and to stay sharp." And yet, some of those same patients came back later feeling more anxious, dizzy, or even sleepless. Dr. Hinohara. This is one of those cases where traditional wisdom has been changed and maybe misused. Can you explain, Dr. Hinohara? Yes. Thomas. Ginkgo is a beautiful plant. In Japanese and Chinese traditional medicine, it was used carefully in low amounts as part of a broader healing system. But today, what we see on the market is often highly concentrated extract. It's not the same as the tea my grandmother would brew once a week. These modern extracts stimulate blood flow aggressively. That might sound good. But in older adults with fragile capillaries, medications like aspirin, or issues like high blood pressure, this can be dangerous. It leads to that wired but tired feeling, restless nights, dizzy mornings, bruising, nosebleeds. Dr. Thomas. I had a patient 80 years old, widowed, independent. She wanted to keep her brain sharp and read in a magazine that ginkgo was the best natural solution for memory. So she bought a bottle labeled Extra Strength Ginkgo, 240 milligrams. She took it daily. Within a month, she started having pounding headaches. Then, a small fall. Her arms bruised badly, darker than I'd ever seen. We checked her medication. She was also on low-dose aspirin. The combination was thinning her blood too much. We stopped the ginkgo. Within 2 weeks, her headaches eased. She slept better. Her bruising faded. Dr. Hinohara. That's exactly what I worry about. The danger is not in the plant itself, but how we isolate and amplify it. For those over 60, I recommend avoiding these strong extracts. If someone truly wants to try ginkgo, use it as a gentle tea no more than 1 to 2 cups per week. Better yet, focus on foods that naturally support circulation beats. Pomegranate juice, even slow daily walks. Dr. Thomas, such wise advice. Friends, I want you to remember this. Nature is powerful, but it must be respected. Just because something is sold in a health store doesn't mean it's harmless. Read the labels, ask questions, and know that sometimes less really is more. Tell us in the comments, have you ever taken ginkgo and how did it affect you? Did it help or did it surprise you in ways you didn't expect? We'd love to hear. Topic 4. Melatonin, the hormonal trap after 60. Dr. Mucht. Thomas, let's talk about a supplement that almost every senior I know keeps by their bedside. Melatonin. It's in gummies. It's in pills. It's labeled natural sleep support. And yes, it can help. But here's the truth. No one tells you. Melatonin is not a vitamin. It's a hormone. And after 60, your body's hormone systems are no longer running like they did in your 30s. Dr. Hinohara, you've studied the aging body more deeply than anyone I know. Why is melatonin such a double-edged sword for older adults, Dr. Hinohara? Because hormones require respect. Melatonin is your body's sleep signal. It's produced naturally when the sun sets, when lights dim, and when your body knows it's time to rest. But when we take large amounts, 5 milligrams, 10 milligrams, even more, we override our internal rhythm. Instead of guiding the body, we confuse it. I've seen older patients fall asleep quickly with melatonin, but then wake up at 2 a.m. wide awake, or they feel groggy the next morning, emotionally flat, disconnected. Dr. Thomas. Exactly. It becomes a cycle. They take more, sleep worse, and wonder why their spark is fading. One of my patients, a retired teacher, started taking melatonin every night, 10 milligrams. At first, she slept better, but after a month, she said her dreams disappeared. Her emotions felt numb. She said, I sleep, but I don't feel rested anymore. We reduced the dose to 1/2 milligram, and we added evening rituals, turning off bright lights, avoiding screens, and sipping warm chamomile tea. Within 2 weeks, she said, I feel like myself again. Dr. Hinohara. That's the power of gentle medicine. Melatonin is best used in very small doses between 0.3 and 0.5 milligrams, and not every night, only when the rhythm needs a nudge, after traveling, after illness, not as a daily crutch. The better way is to teach your body to make its own again. That means dim the lights 2 hours before bed. Avoid screens. Eat foods rich in tryptophan and vitamin B6. Create a wind-down ritual. Let your body remember how to sleep. Dr. Thomas Friends. If you take melatonin every night and still feel tired, moody, or off balance, it might not be your age. It might be the dose, or the frequency, or the fact that your body is asking for rhythm, not a sedative. Let us know. Have you used melatonin long term? How did it affect you? We'd love to read your experience in the comments. Topic 5, iron, from deficiency to brain rust. Dr. Thomas. Now let's talk about a supplement that almost no one questions. Iron. Most people think of iron as harmless, something we take just in case, especially if we're feeling tired or a little pale. But here's what many don't know. After the age of 60, iron isn't always your friend. In fact, excess iron can quietly become one of your brain's worst enemies. Dr. Hinohara. Can you help us understand why, Dr. Hinohara? Yes. Thomas. Iron is essential, but only in the right amount. After menopause, women stop losing iron monthly. And men, they've been accumulating it for decades. Over time, too much iron builds up in tissues, including the brain. It becomes a pro-oxidant, meaning it promotes rust-like damage inside your body. In fact, studies, including one published in Neurology in 2018, found that seniors with higher brain iron levels had faster cognitive decline and greater risk of Alzheimer's disease. So this isn't just about fatigue, it's about brain health. Dr. Thomas, that's incredible and frightening. I had a patient 69 years old, a former marathon runner, still active, still sharp, but he started feeling foggy. He took an over-the-counter multivitamin with iron just to be safe. We ran labs. His ferritin, a marker of iron storage, was more than double the upper normal limit. We stopped the supplement. We added turmeric, green tea, and simple iron-reducing foods. After 1 month, he said, I feel like I got my brain back. Dr. Hinohara, I've seen similar cases, and I always remind people iron is not a vitamin you should take without testing. It's not like vitamin C, where your body flushes the extra iron stays, it accumulates silently. So the rule is simple. If your doctor hasn't told you you're low in iron, don't supplement it. Instead, focus on foods that balance iron. Cook with turmeric. Drink green tea. Add leafy greens. These help reduce excess iron naturally without causing anemia. Dr. Thomas Friends. This is the key. Iron isn't good or bad. It's powerful. And with great power comes great responsibility. So please check your labels. If your multivitamin contains iron and you haven't had your blood checked, it may be time to reconsider. Your brain deserves protection, not quiet rust. Have you ever taken iron without knowing your iron levels? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to share this with someone who might be taking it unknowingly. Topic 6. The 4 best supplements to restore brain clarity after 60. Dr. Thomas. After hearing about all the supplements that hurt the brain, I want to turn the page and bring back some hope. Because yes, there are nutrients that nourish the aging brain. And today, we're sharing the 4 that Dr. Hinohara and I both trust deeply. Dr. Hinohara, let's start with the first, the one you always call the great calmer. Dr. Hinohara, that would be magnesium glycinate. After age 60, many people are unknowingly deficient in magnesium. Not because they don't eat well, but because stress, medications, and poor absorption quietly deplete it. Magnesium is essential for over 300 biochemical processes. But most importantly, it calms the nervous system. It supports GABA, the brain's brake pedal. That means better sleep, reduced anxiety, and even sharper memory. Dr. Thomas, I recommend magnesium glycinate to patients who have restless legs, nighttime tension, or chronic worry. It's gentle on the stomach, unlike other forms like magnesium oxide. And for those wondering, the sweet spot is usually 200 to 400 milligrams per night, with a warm cup of tea or light meal. Not only does it help you fall asleep, it helps your brain process and store memories while you sleep. Dr. Hinohara. And the second supplement I love is phosphatidylserine, or PS. It's a fat-like molecule that's naturally found in every brain cell. As we age, our PS levels drop, which weakens communication between neurons. But when we restore it, even in small amounts, something amazing happens. Patients report sharper thinking, easier word recall, and fewer emotional dips. Just 100 milligrams per day can make a difference, and it's extremely well tolerated. Dr. Thomas. I had a patient 78 years old who said she kept losing her place in conversations. After a month on PS, she came in glowing. She said, I finally feel like I can follow a conversation again. It was simple and life-changing. Now let's move to the third ally, one that sounds almost magical. Dr. Hinohara. Dr. Hinohara lion's mane mushroom, a powerful medicinal fungus used in East Asian medicine for centuries, now confirmed by science. It stimulates nerve growth factor, or NGF, which helps repair and reconnect neurons. It's not a stimulant. It doesn't give a quick high. It nourishes the brain gradually, helping with clarity, focus, and even mood stability. I recommend 500 to 1,000 milligrams per day, usually in capsule form. Dr. Thomas. And the last but definitely not least is DHA, one of the key omega-3 fats found in the brain. DHA makes up about 1/4 of the brain's total fat. Without enough of it, memory suffers, mood drops, focus scatters. But with 600 to 1,000 milligrams daily from high-quality fish oil or algae, we can literally rebuild the brain's foundation. Of these 4, magnesium glycinate, PS, lion's mane, and DHA. Which one have you tried? Which one surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. Dr. Thomas, if you've stayed with us until now, thank you. You've just taken a powerful step for your brain, your body, and your future. Because growing older doesn't mean growing slower, losing memory, feeling foggy, or living in fear of decline. It doesn't have to be your story. You still have a choice. You still have a say. But that choice doesn't come from adding more things to your cabinet. It comes from choosing better, listening deeper, moving slower, living wiser. Dr. Hinohara. In Japanese we say, Chisana koto wa inochi wo keru. It means small things can change a life. You don't need to take 10 pills a day. You need to take the right one in the right amount at the right time with awareness and care. That's what your body's asking for. That's what your brain is still listening for. And if you've ever felt that you're too late, let me tell you, you are not. I've seen patients in their 80s, even 90s, who reversed symptoms, regained clarity, and felt alive again. Not because of magic, but because they stopped chasing youth and started supporting their real needs. Dr. Thomas. So here's what we ask of you now. Go to your cabinet tonight, pick up each bottle slowly, ask, do I know what this is doing in my body? If the answer is unclear, it's time to rethink. And if you want help, come back to this channel. That's what Happy Seniors Life is here for. Please share this episode with someone over 60 you care about. It might be your spouse, your mother, your neighbor. They deserve clarity too. And don't forget to subscribe because next week's episode is essential. We're diving into 5 evening habits that protect your memory while you sleep. It's one of the most powerful and overlooked strategies I teach my patients. So until then, stay aware, stay curious, and above all, stay gentle with yourself. You're not just aging, you're still healing.